Good morning friends, welcome to Sharekhan pre-market roundup. Yesterday global markets were down anywhere from 1 to 3% across the globe, mainly on the back of news that IMF has cut its global growth outlook from 3.5% to 3%. It has also cut China's growth outlook from 8.1% to 8%. On the funds flow side, yesterday FII bought equity worth 207 crore rupees into cash market and index future worth 407 crore rupees in index futures, that is FNO segment. And the domestic side, DIs was seller by 261 crore rupees. Now let's have a look at some of the ideas for the day.
Good morning friends, let's have a view at the activity on the futures and options side in yesterday's trade. Now we've seen that the FIs continue to pump in huge amount of money in futures and options segment, and due to which we see that the bulls rejoice and the party continues. We have seen that Nifty has breached the psychological hurdle of 5,700 but was not able to close above it. We have seen that it has closed at 5,694. Now post lunch markets have markets have turned choppy, and during this course of time we have seen marginal long positions being squared off by market participants. The PCR ratio has further seen an uptick from 1.02 to 1.04, and which is clearly visible on the grid. We have been seeing that in the money put option has also seen a good activity, and 5,600 especially is added a huge amount of open interest and is having more than 1 crore shares in open interest. Our weekly VWAP is placed at 5620. Previously we were seeing that 5620 was acting as an hurdle for the market. Markets have now finally taken off that, and 5,600 put option has also a good number of shares in open interest. So if I look from the broader perspective, or say from expiry point of view, 5,600 on closing basis would be a very important level. Whereas on higher side, 5,700, 800 and 900 call option continues to see a good activity. So from intraday perspective, what we feel is that 5670 would act as a good support, and on higher side 5725, 5750 can be targeted. From intraday perspective, Apollo Tile is looking positive, so one can go long with stop loss of 84.75, and Tata Communication is also looking good. One can go long with support of 227 rupees 65 paisa. Thank you.
Now let's have a look at few ideas and events for the day. On the events and results front, IndusInd Bank is supposed to announce the results today. We expect an income of 2.92 billion rupees, which will be a steep rise from 2.23 billion rupees a year ago. Trade Minister Mr. Anand Sharma has released India's trade policy, which gives a roadmap to achieving the target for FY14 trade deficit. Also, Ministry is likely to announce host of incentive measures to boost sectors like engineering and textile. On the results front, TCS came out with numbers. Numbers were ahead of the street expectation of 3504 crore rupees. The number actually came at 3597 crore, which is better than street estimate of 3504 crore rupees, and which is about 22.1% quarter on quarter. Also, the revenues went up by around 23.9% to 16,430 crore. This was mainly backed by strong volume growth, that is of 4.4%, and also better utilization of resources. That is about 82% of the resources are utilized. On the news front, the stake sale deal of Jet Airways and Etihad is expected in a month's time. Earlier the deal was getting delayed as Etihad was trying to get some assurance from the government of India. Now, government of India's sources say that government of India is finding ways to assure UAE government for investments in India. On the automobiles news front, Honda has launched cheapest bike Dream Neo in India at 43,150 rupees, which is tad cheaper than Hero Splendor. This we believe will give a good competition to Hero Splendor, which is one of the best selling bikes of Hero Motors. Also, Bajaj Auto has raised the prices across models by up to rupees 500 effective April 12 due to steep rise in logistics and other expenditures. Pipavav Defence is in advanced stages of discussion with DCNS, French defense major, for a strategic partnership. Cipla has rolled out its first biosimilar etanercept, which is used to treat rheumatic disorders. Action to be taken on Cipla is go long with a stop loss of 393 for a target of 413 and 421, CMP 401. GM Infra CMP of 2175 has decided to sell its shares in GMR Airports, which is a subsidiary of the company, to raise close to 2,000 crore rupees, which will help them to get exit for clutch of private investors. Action to be taken is go long on GMR Infra with a stop loss of 21 for a target of 2350. Thermal Gayatri project CMP 68.75. It has been learned that Thermo Powertech Corporation India Limited, a JV between Gayatri Projects and Semcorp Utilities, has secured a 25-year contract, 500 megawatt power purchase agreement from AP government. Action to be taken is go long, stop loss 67.25 for a target of 71 and 72.5. CAG has termed the 1,000 acres land allotment to Tata Power in Odisha within the CDA area as irregular and unauthorized. A recent CAG report blamed the government for arbitrary leasing of land in Bhubaneswar without any policy or guideline. Action to be taken is go short with a stop loss of 96.5 for a target of 91 and 89, CMP being 94.5. That's all friends from our side.